Guys, Dr. Brett here. I wanted to talk to you today about what are the factors that can create something called fatty organs. Now, you probably clicked on this because you're wondering maybe what fatty organs are and how would I know if I have these things. And I'm going to tell you 3 things that if you're doing, the chances are higher that you're developing fatty organs. This is a condition that's growing more and more, and especially in our kids these days. So it's a really important topic, we believe. And this has to do with too much carbohydrates, too much sugar intake. What happens is there's just not enough storage space. So the liver will take in a lot of this, the sugars, and store. But once it runs out of room, it doesn't store that much, it's just enough for us for immediate use. It's usually about 24 hours worth of use. After that, it gets stored in fat cells. And once those grow and also cannot take any more inside of it, remember excess sugar, excess carbohydrates in the diet, it can't store anymore. It creates more and more fat cells, right? It just creates more storage facilities. And these will migrate to sometimes close to where the liver is, which is all the other organ systems as well. So the liver can also be fatty, and that's one of the first things that starts getting fat. So do I have fatty organs, or am I at risk for this? So number 1 is I do a lot of carbohydrates and sugars. So Milo drinks, sugary drinks, sodas, these are probably the worst things that you could be doing for this. Also heavy noodles, heavy rice, heavy wheat, so a lot of gluten, things like this also. It will create fatty organs if we keep at it. Number 2, a sedentary lifestyle. So if we spend, let's face it, a lot of us spend a lot of time sitting and not enough time moving. This lack of movement, lack of exercise creates something called insulin resistance, which doesn't allow the proper storage. And so when this happens, then again, we create more and more fat cells. And number 3, high stress levels. Studies show that if we have high stress levels, chronic stress levels, then the hormones that are released also are the same ones that are linked to an increased amount of insulin in the blood, which then if we have too much insulin, remember that's taking in the sugars, it creates a low blood sugar, it creates cravings, it creates us wanting to eat more and more. It also is shown to create more fat cells with increased cortisol and stress hormones. So again, a normal response with stress is there's some kind of stressful situation where we have a spike in these hormones, but then the stress is going away or gone and it dissipates. And it shouldn't be a consistent spike, so it doesn't allow it to dissipate. So if we have those hormones constantly there's a lot of other factors that bad for our health with these hormones as well. But when we talk about fatty organs, this is a recipe for disaster when it comes to fatty organs. I hope none of you have any of these risk factors, but hopefully this was helpful. Please think about subscribing and like the video and share if it was helpful for you. Thanks for watching.